Hey, hey, hey. Y'all help me welcome people in when they're coming in. I like their voices. Feel welcome. Even if your camera's not on, turn your open up your mic. Welcome, 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 welcome,
Welcome. I see you, Ashby.
welcome,
Welcome.
Ed.
Welcome,
Welcome,
Tommy.
Tommy.
Welcome, Lisa.
Welcome,
Hey,
welcome.
Rita.
John co-host Michelle.
Hey,
Welcome,
Anne
welcome,
Marie.
Anne Marie. Kevin, me and you on the same cycle. We said the
I see
name.
very young. I know, right?
I know. Welcome,
Welcome,
Suzanne.
Rita.
Welcome,
Karen.
Ruby. Welcome, Austin. Turn your cameras
Hey,
on. I
Doris.
want to see your smiling face.
If you can smile,
Welcome,
keep the cameras
welcome,
on.
welcome, welcome. Hi, Teresa. Hello. Let me see your beautiful face. Hey, Michelle. Hey, Lisa.
Dr. Gwen, how are you?
Hello. Hello, Kelly. Looking so beautiful.
Hi, Ippeline. How are
Hello,
you?
Debbie.
Hey,
Hello,
Martha.
Kimberly. Hello, Martha. Kevin, we
Hi,
on the
Marie.
same
You're on
cycle.
camera.
Hi, Jessica. Hi, Ellen. Hi,
I see you,
Patricia.
Cynthia,
Hello,
Batista.
Mary
Hello,
Kate.
Helen.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hey,
Hello,
Jill. Hey,
Dinar.
Jill. Eleanor.
Hello.
Larry.
Hello, Kiel. Hello,
Jessica Usher,
Priscilla.
I see you. How are you, Anthony
Hello.
King?
Hey,
William
Will. How
Nicholson,
you
you're on
doing,
camera.
Will?
Smile. Hey, Mary Kay.
Hi, Salvador.
Hey, Patricia.
Hello
We're
there,
going live on
Kathy.
photo. Make sure you got your smiles on,
Hello,
everybody. Hey,
Ayana.
Anne.
I saw somebody with the.
Melissa.
Yes, is it Ayana? I saw Ayana's in the pose. I love it.
I see Kathy Flamino.
Oh, John done found the button. Hey, the voice. Hi, cutie pie.
There's Will. How's it going, Will Zero?
Love it, love it, love it. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hey,
Austin
Austin.
came back.
Kevin, we are on the same.
Look at Ayana's pose. Welcome, Ayana. You see Ayana Garrett? I love that yoga pose.
I know I was trying to do it. I was like, oh, my arms hurt. And I see Kevin Lee in the house. Welcome home, brother.
Welcome, Kevin.
I see you. Hello, 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 everyone. I am so excited that you have joined us for this amazing mic drop march. So I'm kind of going rogue this year. This was nowhere on our calendar. Every year in November, we create our calendar for the next year. Mic drop march was not on the calendar. But what I'm looking at is how many beautiful souls have great messages, but they can use some help getting that message out, whether it's teaching content at a high school, a college, or online, whether it's in a boardroom, whether it's in a meeting. A lot of leaders, C-suite leaders, executives who really need to inspire hope in employees these days are having a hard time keeping people's attention, Mary. Many change agents. I think that we're in a climate, and just type in chat if you can relate to this. We're in a climate where we need everybody, as my brother Sean would say, to cape on and clock in. We need as much inspiration, as much hope as possible, Karen. So to help people get their voice out, to help them have their message land, to help them keep the attention of those they're talking to, I believe that that's something that I am assigned to do right now. So I wanted to, before I go too far, my husband just walking in, but I'm gonna give you a proper introduction. Before I go too far, today is a very special day. Today is my anniversary. And thank you so much. Today is my anniversary. And so my husband, I've asked my husband to join us. I asked him just like 14 minutes ago. Baby, would you join me? For what? Just to go to talk to my friends. So, of course, because he loves me and it's anniversary. My husband is joining us. Please welcome Marcellus Hall. Please welcome my husband, Marcellus Hall. He's
Hey,
joining us.
everybody.
Before you type in chat, you cannot say we're matching. You have to just say we're
Yeah, please don't say
coordinated.
that.
We're not matching, Pat. We're just coordinated. Conveniently coordinated, Austin.
Mm.
So, honey, I'm glad that you joined us. Thank you so much.
Mhm.
John, play that
Good
again
to
one
be
more
here, I
time.
think.
Play that one more time, John, just so that we can hear it. I get to listen to it one time a year, and I love it.
Special day, not just any day.
My favorite song, 2020. Yeah, one of my favorite groups.
Listen to the words.
It's a special day. Do you know what
I do know it's
today
not.
is?
All right.
All right.
She's a little
All right.
extra.
All
I
right.
know.
All right. You guys all know that I have to remind him, Kyle, on this day 3 years ago, you actually got dressed to say I do to all of this,
Yes.
all of this extra. So I wanted a space where I could teach people. I always tell everyone I'm in my legacy years.
Hmm.
So my husband, Marcellus, has been in broadcasting for how many years?
Since 1995. So whatever the math is from that.
So in our different perspective worlds, we've both been in front of cameras, doing very different. He's been on news, I've been on stages doing messages, but we both
Yes.
are about touching people.
Mhm.
And so I wanted to invite him in to this conversation because keynotes are different for him.
Yeah.
That's not what he does.
Right. Totally different. I can do a live broadcast, game stuff, but yeah, keynote, that's a little out of my wheelhouse, if you will.
So we thought we'd have this conversation. I decided to do March, mic drop March, to really talk about some things that I don't talk about often. So if you were just with me in the Blueprint series, I see some of my familiar faces. Karen Lee, I see you, my love. I see you. This is not going to be that. This is some additional stuff that I didn't have time to teach you there. So you want to grab your notepad. You want to make sure, you know me, I'm an action-based coach because everything changes when you're in action. Type that in chat. Everything changes when you're in action. If you want something to stay the same, keep thinking about it, Gwendolyn. Keep talking about it, Petra. But if you want something to change, Anthony, do something different, Kyle. Do something different, Pat. And so I'm an action-based coach. That is what you will always get when you get me. So if you don't want to be in action, then you can act like you're having internet problems right now and just let it drop. Let it drop because we're going to really be about action. So I'm excited because this is it is a month-long series. Now I say series, it's a fake series, y'all. It's not official.
Right.
It's a fake series. I just made it up. Like we just gonna work together for a month. The thing I'm doing differently, I'm so excited about, I'll tell you about in a minute. But you're gonna do a lot. You're gonna, at the end of this month, you should be further along than you were today. We do this right, you should be further along. So let me give you an idea of what we are talking about. So we're going to go into today I'm talking about, particularly we're going to go into a signature speech system. So which is why I wanted to have you here, because you always have been speaking in one way or another, and it's our anniversary. I don't want to have a moment apart from you today. Any other day I'm cool, you go your way, I go my way, we'll meet in the evening, but today we're like twinsies.
Right.
Not really.
Yeah. Hi, Kendall. I see you up in the 242. Good stuff.
Right. So we're going to talk about a signature speech system. Now, I really want you to understand, this is not a speech just for platform. This is anywhere. So I want you to type in chat where you want to deliver a powerful message and what platform do you want to deliver a powerful message. Is it in books? Is it in schools? Is it in board meetings? Is it on stages? Where is it that you, Lisa, teach me how to really get stronger at my speaking? Type in chat. I'm actually looking in chat. Karen will tell you, don't I read the chat real time, huh, Karen? Real time, I'm reading the chat. So in schools, on stages, conferences, stages, I work with schools. Great, perfect. Listen, if you're working with schools, you really, really need to know the system so that they can pay attention, right? I used to go to schools and do keynotes, and every Monday I would go to this psychology class. And over the course of 10 weeks, the principal came back and told me, do you know that on Mondays, the Mondays are the only days that we have 100% attendance in our psychology class because you're coming. People would like to think that it's just Lisa Nichols.
Right.
It's something special you have. But really, when you come up and you show someone it's a formula. Now, mind you, it was a natural talent for me, but I learned how to create the formula of what I was doing all the time. So social media, I want to deliver it powerfully at conferences, at church, virtual stages. Perfect. Okay, this works in all of those places. All of those places. So let's first start with week 1 is a signature system, and then I want you to see what's happening on week 2. So next week, I'm going to cover speaker essentials. So if you want to build your brand as an individual brand, not even as a speaker per se, just as the brand, what are the essential things you need to have? Everyone's focused on the message, but there are all these tools, Beth Ann. There are all these tools, Jessica, Anthony. There's all these tools behind the great message. As a matter of fact, let me correct that. There are all these tools in front of the message because before someone knows about you, they got to find you, right? And it's in the essentials that they'll find you that most people don't spend time doing because they're so focused on the message and the speaking. And while that's important, there's some other tools. I'm going to take you behind the black curtain. Guess what I'm going to do next week? I'm going to give you some samples. I love samples. Who loves samples? Type your name in chat if you love samples. Okay, I see your hands. You don't have to type it. I see your hands. I love samples. I love samples. Show me an example. Give me a sample, especially when you go somewhere where they're giving you free food samples.
True. That's
I love free food samples. So, and then the next week on week 3, we're really going to look at how authenticity wins social media that sizzles. So I can't wait. I'm not going to talk about it today because I want to jump into this signature speech system, but I cannot wait to show you why things sizzle on social media, why they sizzle and why they fizzle. I can't wait to show you that. So I'm looking forward to that. So hang with me. Now, what I want you to see is every week, week 1, I do this today, and tomorrow you come on live for 20 minutes only. So don't miss it and do not come in late. And it's a feedback session and a Q&A session with one of my leading speaker advocate coaches. So every week I come in and I teach on Tuesday. And then on Wednesday, 20 minutes, Q&A, feedback. If you do the homework, action, action, action. Someone type in chat. If you already know, I'm going to do the homework. Lisa, say I'm doing it. Done. Say done. Done. If I know, okay, good. Okay, good. Thank you. Please don't sleep on the actions. Okay, this makes me so happy.
Hey, y'all type fast? Wow.
They type, that's a lot of people. Yeah, they type fast, right? So now, thank you so much. You know, I have fun with that. So now, when you do your homework, the coach is going to give you feedback on your homework on the next day. How delicious is that, y'all? How delicious is that? Like, just because it's madness. It's mic drop March Madness. And I'm doing it because it needs to be done. And everybody is waiting on you to jump in, but you got to have more guidelines to jump in. So let's start with what we're going over today. We're talking about today, why are people like, why does it mean, and what does it mean to deliver a powerful message? And what does that look like? Today's session is going to be about 45 more minutes. So a total of an hour. Every time I come on, I'm an hour. So block out an hour. And then every time the coaches come on, they're going to be 20 to 30 minutes. So block that time out on both those days. You will not regret it. And we will come in and we'll make sure that we grab as much as we can for you. We'll serve you. We want you to grab your pen and papers. Make sure you're taking notes. Grab your camera. I don't know where mine is. And take pictures of the screen. I love to give you some visuals. Make sure you have that. Make sure you come back on Wednesday, because Wednesday is where you have applied application. I really believe in teaching you context, and then you have applied application and get feedback. The reason why that works for me is because with my dyslexia, I'm functionally dyslexic. I don't consider that a disease or any
Impediment.
any impediment. Thank you, honey. It's simply my learning style. So because I'm dyslexic, I need to listen, I need to apply, and then I need to hear feedback. Anybody else like that? Whether you're dyslexic or not, I'm a thorough learner. So today and tomorrow we'll give you that. And then today I'm going to focus on my favorite structure to craft a message that connects. And I use this in my keynotes. I use this formula in my keynotes, and I realize that most people are missing that formula. And so, like, when you think about that, what kind of questions do you have about delivering a powerful keynote and why a message doesn't work? Type in chat if you have any questions about why a message doesn't work and what makes one work.
Wow. I mean, like you mentioned, I usually do like television stuff, and that's like pretty much pre-scripted and all the other stuff. So I guess the big question for me would be, if you're doing a live keynote, would be one of the things that maybe, why do some people, I've often noticed that some people, they command attention, and you listen to them all the way through, but then there are some people that they start out and at some point it kind of tails off, like you kind of lose it. And so what's that big difference? Why is it that some people struggle to keep someone's attention?
That's a great question. Anybody else have that question? Like, how do you keep someone's attention? And what's really crazy is people think that the longer you go, the harder it is to keep someone's attention. And actually, it's not if you have the formula. So I'm going to show you the formula. I'm going to answer that question. One of the answers to that question is they don't have points in their message that are considered a peak. So it may peak and then it flatlines. And if people know that it's going to stay flat, they check out and they check their Facebook and they check their Instagram.
Right.
And so that's one of the questions. That's one of the things, is that you don't have design peaks. I'm going to show you how to have design peaks today.
Yeah. So what we also, like, I know in our news broadcast, we would have, we have a teleprompter, obviously, and we have everything, almost everything laid out. Some people are more rigid with that, like they tend to stick to the script, if you will. Some people are more loose with it. But is that something that you would recommend, reading a script? Is that the best thing to do?
I like, Charlene had a similar question, sweetie. She says, how to not feel like I need to memorize a speech to deliver my message? Raise your hand if you feel like you need to memorize your speech or you need a script. Like, raise your hand. And what happens is, when you're trying to memorize your speech, or I thank you, I see you, Melanie, I see you, Tamika, I see you, Marie, Ange. When you're trying to memorize, Veronica, when you're trying to memorize, Gayla, or when you're reading a script, you've lost your audience because you've never connected to your audience, because you can't connect to what you're writing and connect to your audience at the same time. You can't focus on memorizing and focus on that person on the second row, who, if you look at them, their eyes are watering and you really have a chance to connect with them. So memorizing actually takes away your impact. A script actually takes away your impact. I'll show you where you can have a formula and a framework without necessarily having a script. So you want a framework, write this down. We want a framework, not a script. So you really want a framework, not a script, so that you have a way to do it. Now, when you don't have a strong presentation, you feel like your messaging is weak. And if you feel like your messaging is weak, you start to ramble. Any ramblers?
Yeah, I do that sometimes.
Any ramblers? You raising your hand, you ramble?
Sure, I'll go.
Yeah. It's because you're trying to search for the strength. You're searching for the impact. What if you already have the impact embedded in the framework, right? I see a lot of people saying, me too, I ramble. Yeah, you guys say Yana to my husband, Yana. You are not alone, Yana, right? They're all Yana, giving you a Yana.
Cool.
All right. So let's talk about each part. So I really want you to see this. I'm going to walk you through each part of the script, the framework, not a script, the framework. All right. And then I'm going to put it all together for you. So number one is an opening. So when you look at an opening, you want your opening to have several components. Now, I'm going to go a little faster on this than what I would do inside of many of you are already in the Ignite program. that in the Ignite program, you'll get a video on this. I'll go slower, but I want to introduce it to you right now. So in the opening, and mind you, when you craft these things separately, each one, opening is like 2 to at most 3.5 minutes. At most. It's fast,
Okay.
but it's intentional. Now, your opening could be humorous. It can be humble. I like the humble opening where I pay homage to the person who brought me there if I'm doing a keynote. The opening could be funny. The opening can be humble. The opening can be reflective. The opening can be a compliment like, oh, you guys look amazing. I wish you could see how you look from here, right? So it's acknowledging the group. Give yourselves a round of applause. Now, when you do that, if you're doing it in front of a group of people and you have them give themselves a round of applause, it's really so you can catch your breath.
Yeah.
It's like a sneaky little trick to get comfortable with the view that you have from the stage, right? So decide your opening. Is it acknowledging of the person who brought you? Is it acknowledging of the day? Is it one of the things you don't want to do is you don't want to come right up and say, I have so much that I want to teach you today, because you immediately have this grandioso energy. So you want to come up and you really want to
Put people
show.
at ease.
Say it again.
Would you say put people at ease and
You want to put people at
and
ease
yourself at the same time?
and yourself at the exact same time. Absolutely. And so after you do your opening, there's this little thing that most people miss. They don't know how to do, and that's called a bridge. Now, the bridge is it's if you think of it as a link chain, right? It's a link chain. So the bridge is designed to connect two key pieces of content, right? And a link chain is between. So a bridge isn't your story. It isn't your content. It's just the link chain. Someone type in chat, link chain. Austin, great. It's the transition. Exactly. It's the transition. And most people don't know how to transition, right? They don't know how to transition. So if you actually intentionally created a transition, intentionally knew that your transition existed. Now, without going into too much detail, the importance of the bridge is super important. Write this down. The bridge allows your story and your content to stay signature to you. And the bridge is the thing that can change all the time. If you're speaking to a different group of people, your bridge changes. That makes sense?
Okay, yeah.
So you would say inside going into your story, if you're talking to teenagers, you would say, there was a time when when I was 15, I often felt insecure. And then you tell your story of a moment when you felt insecure, and that bridge is what got you there. That same story of insecurity, if you were talking to a group of adults, engineers or adults in recovery, you can say there were times when I had to muster you just do a different bridge to the same story.
So it's like giving them common ground.
It's giving them common ground. You always want to give your listener as much common ground. That's actually a technique that you don't know about. My husband, we have different things we do all day, and then we connect us, in our partnership. But that what you just called giving them common ground is a technique called scooping.
Oh, all right. There's actually a name for it?
It's actually a technique called scooping. And scooping, Austin, gives them common ground. We won't go over that now, but it lets them see themselves in your story. Everyone listening to you really wants to see themselves in your story. So without going into too much detail about that, you want to tell your story in a way where it makes them feel like they can see themselves, and that technique is called scooping them. After you do the bridge, remember it's the opening, the bridge, then you want to go to the valley. And the valley is where they immediately create a strong connection to you. Those of you that were with me last week, I gave you some details on the valley. I broke the valley down, Karen, right? Thumbs up. I broke the valley down. So now Mary Young, you know that The valley is the place where they see that you're their right fit person. So the valley is where you go, I might have this, I might have 8 bestsellers, and I might run a multi-million-dollar business. But there was a time when I was on government's assistance. I didn't have I only had $11.42 to buy Jelani Pampers. There was a time when I was on WIC, Women, Infant, and Children. There was a time when I was broke and broken. You go down to your valley and then you come back out. Most speakers, the mistake they make is they go from their bio to their purpose. Almost everyone does that. Here's who I am in the world, and this is why I want to teach you. And while you might respect them, you don't know their struggle.
Right.
You don't know what made them your right fit provider. You want your audience to know that you are right fit for them. Now you got to watch out though. You can't take them in the valley and leave them there. Somebody type this in chat. Do not take out real estate in the valley.
So you want to make what you are attainable, but you also want to lead them in a direction where they feel how they can show them how they can attain it. Is that what it is?
Yes, you want to build your credibility. Then you want to spotlight your humility, and then you want to build your commitment. So if you do your credibility is in the big you, your humility is in your struggle, and your commitment is in this is why I'm so committed to teaching you. We naturally do it, but we don't do it with too much structure. Right?
Okay.
So then once you've taken them to the valley, now mind you, I'm giving you the structure of what makes a powerful speech. So I'm giving you all the bullets. So then the next piece is they need a bridge out. So after the valley, they need a bridge out. John, did we have the valley up there a minute ago, or did we just put it up there? Because I want to make sure they've seen it. So speech component 3 is the valley. I want to make sure you guys see that. 1 is the opening, 2 is the bridge, 3 is the valley, and then 4 is the bridge out of the valley. Again, don't take up real estate in the valley. Watch out, Teresa. Watch out. People love to be in the valley because that's where people bond. You got to watch out. People are like, you think your life is bad. Oh my God, let me tell you about mine. You think your husband is crazy. Let me tell you about mine. You think your kids are, you got to watch out that you don't take out real estate in the valley, because then you've been there too long and you don't have enough time to give people authentic hope. Yeah, trauma dumping, Karen says. Yeah, and at one point it doesn't even feel like trauma dumping, it feels like trauma bonding. So watch out that you don't focus on trauma bonding. Kimberly's nodding, you know what I mean? Petra, you know what I'm talking about, right? People love to bond over the struggle. Oh, you don't know how hard my life is. You're right. I don't know how hard your life is. Give me a little bit of it and then give me possibility, because I want to take up real estate and hope. People came to you for hope. But guess what? You do owe them the truth. You owe them the hard part. Now watch this. You've done opening, bridge 1, valley, bridge out, and now you get to content. Oh my God. Most people, they come in, they do an opening and then content.
Jump right into it.
Isn't that crazy? Watch when you think about it. How many of you guys realize, type your name in chat, you're like, Lisa, this is so true. Like, you wonder why people didn't really inspire you. They educated you, but they didn't inspire you. It's because they just went from opening to content, right? And most people we don't know this. Don't worry. This is no judgment on anybody. I'm not judging anyone. You don't know what you don't know until you know something, right? And so this is all good. This is some good stuff. You guys are going to grow just from watching this. You're going to be super aware. Now, by the way, this works at a dinner party too. This works at a family reunion. This works with your kids. Like, they don't want you to go from, hey, to telling them how to live their best life. Give them some journey. Give them some journey. So then once you do content, guess what you need after content? You need inspiration. So you go from content to inspiration. Now, what does inspiration look like? Inspiration could just be a quote. Inspiration could be Benjamin Franklin says, comparison is and will be the thief of all your joy. So do you. No one can do you but you. You are an unrepeatable miracle. That's just a piece of a nugget, Kimberly. It doesn't have to be a whole 15 minutes. It could be 45 seconds of just inspiration. It can launch with a quote. It can launch with an affirmation. It could be anything, but inspire me right after you give me content. And then finally is where you get to your close. Now, your close is not just it could just be a regular close, but why do a regular close when you could do an extraordinary close?
Right.
Right? To me, type your name in chat, or John, can you take down the slide so I can see everyone? Put us on gallery again. Raise your hand if you know that you have a tendency, not just on me. I want to see them. You have yeah. So raise your hand if you know that you have a tendency to fizzle at the end of your messages. Raise your hand. Keep your hand up. I see your hands up. I see your hands up. Don't be shy. Don't be shy. Just raise your electronic hand if your camera's off. I see your hands up.
I'll go hand up. Okay.
Your hand. Okay. His hand is up too. Okay. All right. That's that. Look at
Right,
Sandy. Look at
Sandy?
Sandy. Right. Okay. That's great. I see all the yeses, Taj. I see Charlene. I see. Okay. I see it. Ais. Okay. So let's figure out how we not fizzle. You delivered an amazing message of 5 minutes or 10 minutes or 25 minutes, and then at the end it fizzles. Do you know you've lost all the weight, Mahesh, that you've already just done? So guess what? Adriana, I craft my end. At the beginning, when I'm curating my message, one of the first things I craft, Mary Evans, is my end. I know my story, I know my end, and then I go in and I fill in my content. I don't fill in my bridges, I fill in my bridges last. I do my story, my end, my content, my inspiration, and then my bridges. So when you piecemeal this together, I'll show you in a moment. Don't go anywhere. I'm going to put it all together for you, Anne Marie. Don't worry. I got you. I got you. I got you. So when you use it as pieces, you actually are not trying to create a speech. You know how overwhelming that could be for people? I got to create a speech. Don't create a speech. Create components and then put the components together. Yum, yum. Who needed to hear that? Yum, yum. Yum, yum. Because if you just create a close, I'm going to create a 5-minute close. I'm going to create 3 minutes of inspiration. I'm going to create 10 minutes of content. I'm going to tell my story. I know my story is about 6 minutes. I know it that. So when you start doing that, you realize, oh, wait a minute. I only got to create another 7 minutes. Right? Chantel, does that make sense? Chantel's like, oh my God, what is she? Is that like, this is like the supersonic stuff, Rita. Y'all working too hard. Y'all stressing out too much. You don't have to do all that. But that's because you're going, I got to write a speech. And we're used to hearing speeches in a big way. So don't worry about that. We're going to help you. Who's down for some help? Like, we're going to help you get this out. Y'all going to do more speeches this year because now you're going to know how to do it. You're going to do more speeches this year, baby?
Okay. Apparently so. All right, I'm down.
Are you down?
Okay. I'll go along for the ride. Let's do it.
Yeah. Let's say yes, y'all. Let's say yes. All right. So before I go any further, I'm going to show you the layout and I'm going to show you the structure. I'm going to give you the columns. I'm going to give you the link with the handout. And then all you got to do is fill out the columns and you'll have a speech. I'll show you all of that in a moment. But first, I want to introduce you to one of our coaches, but I want to introduce you to all of our coaches initially. We have speaker advocate coaches. I'm so excited about this because I never had this before. We have speaker advocate coaches. I want to show you the picture of all of them because they're so beautiful. And I don't elect them. They have to be elected by one another. They are elected by one another based on how they master the techniques that I teach. based on how much they grow, based on how active they are in learning the techniques. So these speaker advocate coaches come off my campus. They all came to the campus as students to learn the very thing that I'm teaching you. And while they were learning it, they were so active, they had so much growth, made so much progress that they began to nominate each other to be coaches. I haven't nominated any of them. I'm not even qualified to nominate them because I'm not inside the program with them when they're doing it. I'm teaching the program via video, via large events. So I love the integrity of how they come to the table. These speaker advocate coaches are students who want to make sure that you get the blessing, that you get the technique, that you understand the system. So big kudos to our speaker advocate coaches. And in my mic drop March Madness, I got to add madness because it's madness that I'm doing anything on our anniversary. My husband is so understanding. So in our mic drop March Madness series, I wanted my coaches to participate to help you deep dive into what I'm teaching you. I know I'm talking fast. I'm giving you a lot. I'm going to give you a structure in a moment that you do not want to miss. Don't go anywhere. I'm going to give you some homework tonight that's going to have you further and feeling more comfortable with a speech or with a message than you probably felt in months or even years, dare I say. But hold on, wait for that. I want to introduce you to one of our speaker advocate coaches who tomorrow is going to lead our Q&A. So, well, first, can you bring up his slide? Because I like his picture. He got some great pictures. So Coach Kevin, what's exciting about Coach Kevin is that Coach Kevin came on board, and when he was learning the techniques, he would watch the videos over and over and over again. One of the beautiful things about our Ignite series, our Ignite program, which many of you have already jumped inside of our Ignite program. And I'm going to invite any of you who haven't, that's interested in really learning the system to being an impactful speaker, join us in Ignite. It doesn't start to April 3rd. I'll tell you more about it in a moment. But what I love about how Kevin learned was Kevin was like the video, I don't know, baby, like I was telling everybody to watch the videos 3 times. And then Kevin came in. Now, I got to tell you, Kevin, come on board.
I'm on board.
Open up. Oh, yeah. Can you bring Kevin to the main stage, please? Kevin, tell him. Tell them what you do for a living so they know, because everyone thinks that I attract people who've been speaking for the last 20 years. Tell them about a little bit about like your you.
So I've been a pharmacist, and when I came to the campus, I've been a pharmacist 15 years. I had 250 pharmacists that were under me, 35 direct reports. I just got my MBA, organizational management, my minor in Spanish, Tejas. I've been in this, and I've even been in the speaking program for about 8 years, but it just wasn't landing. I wasn't really able to connect to my teams where I wanted to. And I use more of my positional power. That's my formal power, meaning that if I said it, you would probably do what I said because you didn't want to get fired or you didn't want anything to happen versus me using my personal power, which is learning how to do some of these techniques in this program.
That's powerful. Wait. Okay. That's powerful. I don't think I've ever heard that before. You would use your positional power versus your personal power as a speaker. I have never heard that. But now that you say it, I've watched people do it. Anyone else know about that? Like, yeah, Mary Young says too many bosses do that. And you had 250 people under you, 35 people directly report. So you had position.
But people would sometimes stray away because that could seem dangerous, like to my job. So why would they want to connect? But my heart, when I came, that was the other part. I was like, how am I going to get my emotions back? How do I find something so I can still just be human and not make my emotions not part of who I am?
And you also wanted to increase loyalty, authentic loyalty to you.
Right.
Okay.
So I did a lot of the work. So when I came on the campus, this was so foreign to me, but it felt like it was calling me. And I was kind of judging folks going, these people are crazy. But I knew there was something to it. They weren't really crazy. I was judging because I was jealous. jealous that I didn't know how to do it, jealous I'm seeing everybody happy. And I could see what you were doing on stage when I met you. And I said, you know what? I think this is actually working. That's what called me in. I was literally, I had the keys to the company car. I just went to home office and did this long interview. So I was going to get 20 vision centers under me, 20 pharmacies under me, a company card, a credit card, 35,000 in stock options, and a nice little raise. And when I said no, I was mad at you because I was crying, giving the keys back because I knew this was actually better.
Wow, 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 wow. Well,
I never
I'm
told you
not
that
Oprah.
part.
I'm not Oprah. I don't have a car to give you. I can give you the keys to my car and you can drive it anytime you want. I'm so glad you stayed. And now you're one of the speaker advocate coaches that helps to navigate everyone else that steps on the campus to make sure that they have what they need in terms of support. And tomorrow you're going to be leading our first Q&A around the system that I'm going to continue teaching right now.
Right.
So tomorrow, I want you guys to join Coach Kevin. He's going to be looking at some of your work. He's going to be giving you some feedback. So in a moment, I'm going to give you the structure. I'm going to give you the layout. I'm going to give you the whole shebang. I'm going to give you the handout. Kevin, can you make sure you know how they get the handout? Because I forgot how they get it because I was so oogly googly with my husband and singing, and I wasn't paying attention to how they get the handout. I want to make sure they get the handout. So I'll bring you back to explain that part. You guys give Kevin another round of applause. Make sure on him tomorrow. So before I give you the layout, I want I've had several people private message me already. I don't know about Ignite. Can you please tell me about Ignite? Absolutely. I'm going to walk you through it relatively quickly. And the whole idea is if you, in whatever way you uniquely do it, if you're ready to expand your thought leadership and your influence in companies, or whether you're ready to do it online as an influencer, if you're ready to turn your expertise into high impact and, dare I say, high income. Like, there's nothing wrong getting paid. I've been talking to you about this for a while, huh? There's nothing wrong with getting paid your worth when you give value. Type your name in chat if you know, if I give high value, I'm okay receiving high income. Like, if you're not giving high value, then don't, it's not a conversation to have. But if you are giving high value, then we want to position you that you get a high ROI. That was a big thing for me. And coming from a very spiritual, dare I say I'm family, I always often felt that I shouldn't get paid for bringing high value, I'm being greedy if I get paid a large amount. And I had to really heal my relationship with money to understand, as long as I'm giving high value, I have a right to position myself for high return. And that's been our conversation on and off. How to leverage video. How do you leverage and learn how to make video so that it inspires, so that it leads, and so that it drives business growth? We talk about that a lot, huh?
Sure, yeah.
And you've seen a big jump in your video production in terms of
Oh, yeah.
people responding to your video.
Right. That's true. And I guess it's just being more intentional, I guess. And like you said, providing a value.
Yeah. How do you do that? Because that's not overnight, right? We've been talking about this for a while, and I think you just saw a turn in the last month.
Sure, yeah.
But how do you shorten that timeline? And how do you position yourself to be the go-to authority? You want to be the answer to someone's Google search. Write that down. I want to be the answer to someone's Google search. Period. That's okay, Maria. That's okay to say that. That's okay. When someone says, "How do I learn how to speak?" I want my name to come up. They can see other names, but I want my name to be on that list. So how are you? My husband, most of you don't know, but my husband has a company, online gym, on virtual workouts for women 40 plus. That's his clientele. That's his focus. Women 40 plus. So we always say we can have grown folk conversations in our online gym about our knees and our back and our and our neck. So that's his focal point. So he wants to be the go-to authority for women 40 plus who are resetting, are restoring, are maintaining their bodies and their strength, right? And then you want to develop high value partnerships and expand your network. So this is where, if you're ready to do that, this is the focus that we have. This is where we are. And our focus is to empower leaders. This is my goal. All I want to do in this season of my life is empower leaders to create profound impact. That's all I want to do, is help leaders create profound impact and then produce generous and abundant income, connecting your soul to your message. If you ask me what's my superpower, it's helping people to connect their soul to their message. That's my superpower. And I think that's what we've done together. That's what I've talked about with you. That's when I'm always coaching. But I want you to see this and take a picture of this, because this is, if you need this, this is what we have really focused on: clarifying your vision, building your confidence, anchoring your speaking techniques, removing self-limitations, learning how to technique stack. That is a system, how to technique stack, and how to master the story creation framework. You have more than one story. All of us have more than one story, because a story is an incident. It really is an incident, and we make an incident a story. And when you think of it as an incident, you go, I got a lot of incidents that could inspire someone else. But you have to know how to take that incident and make that incident into a story.
Yeah.
Does that make sense, Marie?
It does.
And the story can't be forever. And the story can't be in misery the most of the time. And the story has to be relatable, and it needs to scoop.
Yeah.
The story has to have some really important elements in how you curate it. It's not just how it happened. It's how it happened trimmed. It's how it happened with peak points. It's how it happened with an outcome. It's how it happened so that it scoops me. And so therefore, we want to give you a space in Ignite where you practice, practice, practice. Someone type in chat, practice, practice, practice. Most leaders don't get enough practice time. I'll say that again. Priscilla, most leaders don't get enough practice time, because where do leaders practice? You don't have anybody to practice with.
True enough.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Leaders don't have anyone to practice with, because everyone's looking to the leader to lead, not to practice, right? If LeBron James came, sorry, we're Lakers fans. If LeBron James came, I don't want to practice with him. I want to watch him, right? Everyone wants to watch leaders lead. Who practices? We are the place where leaders come to practice. Y'all hear me?
Yes.
We are the place where leaders come to practice. And the reason why leaders come to practice with us is so that we can do several things. We can support your learning. We can model techniques for you. We can simplify the formulas that you're learning. We can provide you, get this, somebody type in chat, safe space feedback. We can provide you feedback in a safe space, right? We can provide you someone that can champion you while they coach you. Leaders lack champions.
Okay.
That's one of the things that's made our relationship so sacred, is that we both are leaders. You guys, I'm his sidekick chick in the Bahamas. We may go other places and I got a little clout in the Bahamas. It's all him. He got all the clout based on him. But we immediately begin to champion each other and coach each other. When you are a leader and you got a champion you, you know it's going to be good. All right. So our ultimate goal is building impactful speakers one at a time. That's our ultimate goal, is building impactful speakers one at a time. And in doing that, there's several things. So take a picture of this if you haven't already done so. You need a framework. So we're going to give you a framework to really increase your impact. That's key and critical to us. In that framework, you're going to see a methodology. a methodology. So when people look at how powerful I speak, I went back and said, what am I doing every single time? I unpack what I did every single time to find the methodology. So I was able to turn my gift into someone else's skill set. Watching The Voice, watching DeAndrea, watching Narissa, watching Kevin, it's been proven over and over and over again that you can get the skill set. You can be an impactful speaker by learning the methodology.
Yeah.
Who does that feel good to? You can be an impactful speaker by learning the methodology. Just do the techniques the way we show you how. Don't try to change them too much. Initially, you will be able to change them. I mean, eventually, you'll be able to change them. But initially, you don't want to change them. You want to do the methodology exactly as you see it. Can you guys see the screen with me? Are we?
Now, I see some people asking about.
John, can you take us back to take my speaker view back to make sure? I like seeing you guys, but y'all want to see the screen. So let me go back so that I know what you guys are seeing as well. Okay, great. So you're going to learn framework. Okay, great. So let's go back one. So the first thing we're going to teach you is framework. So I'm going to teach you the framework. There are 4 frameworks: Unforgettable, Unapologetic, Unleash Part 1, and Unleash Part 2. Don't worry about them now. I just want to show you that they work. Each framework has 4 techniques in it. And then from there, we teach you the methodology, right? So you'll learn the methodology of what's happening. And in the methodology, we teach you each technique. So if you imagine, look at each one of these cones right here. Every white circle is a technique. And imagine if we are, can you see it now? Can you guys see you guys can see it? A pin. Oh, so you can pin your screen. So pin your screen on me, take it to speaker view. In your upper right-hand corner, go to speaker view and you should be able to see it. Every single one of these white circles is a technique. There's 16 techniques that I'll teach you. And I'll teach you via video. So you're going to learn via video from me. The good thing about video is you can press pause. I know you want to press pause sometime when I'm talking. My husband can't press pause. I'm
I don't
right
know if
here.
it's pause so much as maybe mute, but I'm just playing.
He's the husband. He's the husband. Anyway, so every single one of these is a technique, and we'll teach you each technique via video. And what I love about it is after we've taught you the technique via video, then you will go into a live coaching session. I want you guys to hear this. You'll come into a live, Melanie, go to speaker view. Go to speaker view and you'll be able to see me larger with the screen larger.
Yeah, and if you're on your phone, just slide it. You can slide it to the left or right, and it'll change the view. I'm not sure which one it is, but
Thank you, hubby. Thank you, hubby. So once you've learned the techniques, sorry, I have people. Okay, we have people calling us all day to wish us happy anniversary. So my phone might ring while we're talking. So you'll learn some techniques just via video, and then there are going to be the core techniques that you're going to go into an application lab. And in that application lab, you'll have your speaker advocate coaches. Now, what I love about that, John, please go to the next slide. You'll learn the methodology. And then after the methodology, you'll go to community. Thank you. And in these application labs, what I love about the application labs, raise your hand or type your name in chat if you love to learn something, practice it, and then get with a group of coaches and practice it again and get some feedback. How many of you would love to deep dive learn like that? Right. So I structured this program the way I need to learn. I want to learn on video, right, Kyle? I want to learn on video. I want to play it as many times as I need. And then get this. Then you upload your version of that technique into our private Facebook community. If you choose, I recommend you do. Because when you upload it into our private Facebook community, our coaches are positioned to give you feedback. Now, they won't be able to give everyone feedback because we're going to have a lot of people there. But guess what? When the coaches give Priscilla feedback, when she does the audience connection formula, Will, Helen, Marie, you can look at Kevin's feedback to Priscilla and apply everything Kevin said.
Mhm.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Does that make sense, you guys? Like it's so delicious. So now you got 20 coaches giving feedback to 2 or 3 people each. You got 60, 50 pieces of feedback in there. You can't help but get better. I'm not sure if you really want to increase your impact, but if you do, I'm going to tell you right now, you want to be with us because we've tried it over and over again. I teach the content very thoroughly, and then you guys come in and you do it. So what all do you get? You get the community, you get all of this content on the next slide, John. You get the videos, you get the advocate coaching direct, you get the art and science of speaking as taught by me, you get the pre-course assessment. I won't go through all of this deliciousness. You get the spotlight, you get all, and then you get the stand and deliver actual day. Oh, I'll go into that. Your total value for the whole program is $18,000. As you see, it's a huge program. But then I give you all these bonuses because I want you to have these bonuses. So you get a stand and deliver live. I'll say that again. A stand and deliver live, meaning you come to us in August. You can come via Zoom if you want. If you go, I can't get there, come via Zoom. We gather a much smaller group. And after you've learned all these techniques, you have a chance to show what you've learned. Every single person gets the stage. Now, when I say stage, there's small groups. There's small groups, you and the coaches, and you and 10 people, let's say, you get to show what you've learned. You get your speaker technique video resource library. You get your access to a private Ignite community. You get the toolkit. Don't sleep on the toolkits. Don't sleep on the resource guide. That's a lot of stuff that took me a lot of time to develop that will just help your brand. It will just help your brand. You won't think you need it right now. You might not need it right now, but when you need it, you at least have it. And I just wanted to go on my computer and give you stuff that you do it right, you're going to need some things. So when you look at it together, Ignite has a value. All the bonus gifts have a value. The total program, John, next slide. The total program has a value. And I want you guys to know that that's yours. John, next slide. Keep going, keep going, keep going. And so that's the total value. But in this climate, that would never be my expectation of you. I want everyone to be able to get in. So you can secure your spot inside the program for $500 deposit and just 4 more payments of $500. It's that simple.
Yeah.
$500 secures your spot. So $500 down secures your spot. And then you can decide if you want to do 4 more payments of $500 or if you want to save $500. My grandmother says money saved is money earned. If you want to save $500, you can pay in full and you can save $500 by just paying in full. So that will get you, John, next slide. That will get you the savings if you want to save and just jump in. So if you decide to jump in, you're going to get all of my bonuses immediately. As soon as you sign the terms and conditions, you get all of my bonuses. The reason why we give you those is because that's a lot of content. So you can download that. I'm old school. I say print it out. Get a 3-ring binder. It will become the Bible binder for your brand. Just print out everything I've given you. You'll be blown away when you print it out and hold on to it. I'm old school. Don't let it go. Don't go anywhere. I'm about to give you this framework. And then on April 3rd, we start with the content. I start dropping you videos. And then every other week, you get a new class. You get 10 classes. I give you the toolkit. I give you the library immediately. And then on April 3rd, I start dropping the content to the techniques. On April 3rd, we start the process of you meeting with your facilitators every other week in application labs. Every other week, we give you a new download framework. So I want to show you this framework that we are coming up to right now. Slide 30, John. Get out your cameras. Get ready to take a picture. So this is the speech structure that I just gave you in sections.
Yes.
Does that make sense?
Mhm.
Does that make sense the way it looked?
It does.
So opening, bridge, valley, bridge out, content, inspiration, close. Right, this is the secret sauce. Tammy, you're correct. It's, 500 plus 4 payments. So this is your structure. Take a picture of that. Now, you ready for this next slide? Because this is, now, if you are registered in Zoom, a lot of people are online. If you're registered in Zoom, then you are registered and you will get the worksheet. You'll be able to access the worksheet. If you're not and you're looking at me live, register. Can you guys drop the link so they can register inside of the social media threads? Because that's the only way you get the form. So everybody who's here in Zoom, you get it. Everyone on social media, register so you can get the form. Get everything you can here. So I'll give you the next slide. So you want to get this. You want to get this. Fill out the presentation structure worksheet with bullet points for your speech. So watch this next slide. This, every time you want to speak, you want to grab this. Take a picture of it, Allison. I see you looking. You got your eyes. I see you, girl. Take a picture. You don't want to lose this. So every time you speak, you want to, now, the reason why it's this way is because this is just bullets. You remember we talked about you don't want the script. Now, what makes you feel like you need the script is you don't know the structure. So let me take you back, John. Make sure you go back to slide 29 really quick. If you want structure and you want confidence, scan, no, 29. Oh, maybe it's not my 29. Go to the QR code. The numbers are different now. Scan here so that you can get more confidence in all of the systems. And now take them back to the structure slide. If you haven't done that, take a picture of that. So you have that, take them back to the structure slide. Somebody didn't get it and they're freaking out. So here's your homework. I want you to give me 2 bullet points for your opening. So write 2 under opening. Give me a bridge. Remember, bridge is just a transition. Give me a short story. Now, I just want you to title the story. So what would you title your story that you would use? He really has not. I have not prepared my husband for this. Why should I?
What story?
You know why?
Talking about?
You know why? Because you would be a perfect new student. Like, he has no idea. So a story is, I want you to get this. A story is a time when you doubted yourself, a time when you had to climb out of something, a time when you worried, a time when things didn't go your way. It's an incident in your life. So you would pick a story. So type in chat the story that you would pick, you guys. Tell me, for me, I can say $11.42 when I ran out of Pampers for Jelani. Or I could say when I got kicked out of college because my parents couldn't afford for me to stay in. Any incident that tested you, that's your valley story. And then your bridge out, I won't have you focus on your bridge outs. Don't worry, those are the last things. What are the 3 content points that you would teach? I want you to fill this out for me as much as you can. You don't have to go in a lot of detail, Cecilia. Don't give me a lot of detail, Nadine. Don't give me a script, Donna. Don't, Lolita, give me too much detail. I want bullets. And then inspiration. You guys put a poem there. Put a quote there. And then remember I told you, Xtina, it's super important for your clothes to be powerful. Remember I said that? So I know I'm giving you a lot, but why not? You deserve a lot. You deserve a lot. I can tell you right now, Mirja, I can tell you right now, Loretta, I can tell you right now, you can create, Mahesh, a stronger presentation, Adriana, just because you break it out into this. Now, for tomorrow's homework, I don't need you to do everything. For tomorrow's homework, I want you to identify what your story is. I want you to identify what your close is. And I want you to identify what your inspiration is. Your story, your close, and your inspiration. Chantel, you get that? All right. So what's going to happen tomorrow is Coach Kevin is going to come back and he's going to look at some of yours. So fill in those bullets, take a picture of it, and then post it in our Facebook group. Fill in those columns, take a picture of it, and post it in our Facebook group. For the advanced students, type advance in chat if you decide you want to go through this in advance. Type advance in comments on social media if you want to go through this as an advanced student. You don't have to know what that means. Just say, I sign up for advance. Adriana's like, tell me what advance means. I know. I'm not going to tell you. Choose if you're advanced or regular, and then I'll tell you. I'll tell you. Can you bring that down, John, and put me on? So if you're advanced, then all it means is I want you to videotape 2 minutes or less of those columns of you. So if you're going through standard, write it out, take a picture of it, post it. If you're going through advanced, then I want you to videotape yourself with it. Adriana, did you say you advanced now? You advanced now? Is that what you needed to know? All right. So post your homework on our Facebook fan page. Post your homework on my Facebook fan page. And do we need to do anything that says homework, or we're just going to go get it? Our coaches are going to look at it. You join us tomorrow and get some feedback. But then tomorrow you also can do a Q&A. Ask any questions about some things that I covered today. And our SAC coaches, led by SAC coach Kevin, will answer your questions. Okay? So the homework for tomorrow is filling out this form. John, show this form again. Filling out the form. And particularly, I want you to fill out your valley, your story, a time when you felt uncertain. Bullet, bullet, bullet. Don't give us the whole script. I want you to then take me into your content. What will you teach me? Give me 3 bullets under content. That's it. And then I want you to give me a close. Now, you can go a little further if you want, but that's all I'm requiring. 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 7 columns here. I'm just asking for 3. Now, if you can in 2 minutes touch a few more, then touch a few more. And I know it won't be everything. It'll just be connecting the dots. That sound good? Okay, John, take it back to me. So again, I got another private message that asked me, can I give you the link again? So if you want to join us in Ignite, you're so welcome, Anne-Marie. If you want to join us in Ignite and stay around, hold on, there's a special something that's going to happen.
There is?
Yes, my husband said he was going to do a little special something. Well, I asked him and he said yes.
That was one of those. That was one of those.
Voluntold.
Right. That kind of thing.
Voluntold. So if you want to join us in Ignite, you can click the link in comments. We have the link. Join us in Ignite. If you come empty, we'll come full. We'll pour everything that we have into you. And so that you can feel, really like your message is landing. We want to make sure everything starts on April 3rd after we finished our March, Mic Drop March. And then with that, my husband and I are honored to have you on this journey with us. So what's beautiful is my husband would sing, but he didn't want me to hear him sing because he has navigated. Yes, I am going to ask you. On this day,
Wow.
3 years ago, my husband shocked me and he sang at our reception. And it's not a big deal if someone sings all the time. But my husband doesn't sing all the time where people can hear. And when we first got together, he would only sing while he was in the shower, and I had to kind of sneak and listen around the corner. And Sonia, I couldn't even let him know I was near, or else he'd stop. A long way from today. Today is a little different. So
Wow.
I'm going to
Okay, so
ask,
I'm
can
getting
you
where this
sing
is
me
going.
just a bar of the song for my friends? Just a bar. Are you ready, Lolita? Y'all ready? You ready, Karen? Just a bar
Oh,
of the song.
Adriana laughed nervously is right.
Right.
So-
Just a bar of the song that you sang on our anniversary day, because I didn't know he was going to do it in front of all our guests.
Mm.
And I knew that that was love. Not so much just to sing, but to sing when you're nervous
Right.
and sing when it's not the thing you normally do. So,
Hmm.
honey,
Yeah,
you know that song?
I do.
Would
Okay.
you possibly? Don't mind me.
What are you doing?
Okay. Okay, sorry, too much. Too much. That was too much, Allison. I'll just see. Don't look at
for
them.
real?
Just look at me.
That kind of makes it worse. I rather look over here. Okay. All right. All right. When I found you, I found somebody who cares. When I found you, found my most intimate prayer. When I found you, I found what every heart dreams of. When I found you, I found love. I know true love sounds crazy, but worth waiting for. You are my one, my only, forevermore. When I found you, I found a Skylar with style. When I found you, found one more reason to smile. When I found you, I knew I'd finally found enough. When I found you, I found love. All right.
I don't know about y'all, but it's
All
been a
right.
good day for me. Look at all the love that they're
Wow.
giving you. Oh, look.
Not embarrassing at all, but thank you.
Yes, I am melting.
Mm.
Thank you so much.
You're
So
welcome.
my prayer for you is that, like I've learned to do and like my husband has learned to do, use your voice to inspire.
Mm.
Use your voice to encourage. Speak even when your voice shakes. You have something to say. Sing out loud so the world can hear your song. No one can sing your song but you. No one can tell your story but you. No one can do you but you. You are here to be seen and to be heard. So if we can help you, inspire you, encourage you, or equip you, please allow us to be a part of that journey. It's my honor to be with you today on our very special anniversary. Thank you, husband, for allowing me and for sharing yourself with our amazing community.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, everybody. I saw, before I go, Teresa, I saw you ask a question. It's upliftmindandbody.com.
Oh, yes. Yes. I'll type in chat the link where women 40 and plus can come and join us
Yeah.
as we work out. Sandy, would you type that in for me, and anyone else
Yes,
who
I
knows
just
it?
wanna-
Yes, Maya, would you help us with it? Thank you so much. Tomorrow, we're going to be back here. Coach Kevin will be with you to open up any questions, to look at some of your homework. Next Tuesday, I will be back again, giving you the speaking essentials, the behind the key things that you need to build your brand. We'll be together all month for a mic drop March. I love you so much. Take care. See you guys tomorrow.
Thank you, everybody.
Bye.
Thanks, Candida, for your help, by the way.
Bye. Thank you. Save my day. Great closing time. It's time for changing. Find your voice. Use it. Yes. Boundless blessings.
Bye, everybody.
Oh, the ultimate close.
Oh.
Everyone- We'll talk about clothes. Right? I don't know how to talk about that. Yes. Everything give you fun. You got a lot of love
Thank you,
here.
everybody.
Look, you sang beautifully. All in so beautiful. Amazing, amazing. We did so. We did Nelson. Yeah, beautiful moment. Thank you. Yay, yay, yay,
Bye, everybody.
yay, yay. Yay, yay.
I don't know.
I don't know what I did. I don't know what I did.